Your tongue must be understood to talk transition. Don't come and bark at everybody and think that they also don't understand, because when you make it a barking contest, then you leave it to the dogs. I think the tone, the flair, the rhythm of engagement must also be measured. So we are saying that, yes, we all know how to bark, but is it important to bark at this level? The other day we are saying, President Museveni has led for 40 years. Yes, he cannot lead us for another 40 years. So, we have been barking for 40 years. Can we slowly show him the way? Because also barking can work, but sometimes it doesn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I was on TV and people were saying, the DP Bloc shows of Mweraga. You think that every time you know it all. Ladies and gentlemen, when a man climbs a mountain, or when you see men climbing mountains, don't think that everybody who climbs a mountain wants to be seen. It isn't that everybody who climbs a mountain wants to be seen. Some climb mountains to see what is ahead so that they plan effectively, and that is what the DP Bloc does. Every time we take vantage position because we must command this struggle, and every time you have seen the times when we took the sides and we gave our colleagues chance, they were derailing the revolution. We are saying that we are now on top of the mountain. We are seeing all the ranges, and that is now what we're going to do. We are replanning, we are reorganizing this revolution, and that is why today we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are talking about transition, the theme today. The National Transition, Reform and Reconciliation Agenda. Today, we are going to unveil our proposals for the agenda of transition, reform, and reconciliation. 3, because you cannot have transition without reforms. You cannot have reforms and transition without reconciliation, because some people are so angered that we need to have a thorough reconciliation process for the country to heal and move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, revolutions must make sense. Revolutions must make what? Sense. The other day somebody was saying, those guys are deterring us. They are wasting our time. They are moving slow. Hey, one. Speed is very important, but direction is more important. You might be fast and run in the wrong direction. By the time you come back, we have reached where we are going. So while speed is important, in the DP Bloc, we emphasize right direction. And I want to give you examples. There are revolutions in Africa that were successful for a minute and people are suffering. We have very important example of our friends in Sudan. The Sudanese had a successful revolution. A young lady went to the street. She led non-politicians, professionals, doctors, lawyers, and they brought down the Bashir government. But they did not have a plan. They did not have an agenda. And when they took over power, when Bashir stepped down, even the leaders of the revolution did not know what to do next. And as we speak today, bullets are flying. It is military versus military. The citizens have run back to their homes to sleep. They are hiding. That must not be the revolution that we aspire for. Egypt, the people went to Tahrir Square. They demonstrated. They brought down government. After 1 year, government was overthrown and the military is now in full control. People cannot speak. Press is not free. They are back to square one. That is not the revolution that we, the DP Bloc, that we, the Holy Alliance, must be involved in. Zimbabwe was pushing Mugabe must go. Mugabe must go. Now, Mnangagwa is tougher, brutal, more ruthless than Mugabe. Ladies and gentlemen, we want the revolution, that's 100%. But the revolution must be guided. And this today, this is the agenda we are putting on table. And we are challenging anybody who thinks that the revolution must be unguided to look at those references I have put on table. And I want to tell you that the DP Bloc, the Holy Alliance, is a part of those useful to this country, that is going to go down in the history of Ugandans, that it was useful. Ladies and gentlemen, the agenda is going to be laid out. Very properly. But we want to ask these questions. How do we retire a president who has led this country for 40 years? Nearly every village has had somebody who has been employed in this government. How do we retire that machinery? You must find a mechanism. And we are going to start, we think that we must talk about it. We also must talk about how do you recognize that person you want to retire. Do we want to abuse him and abuse him and abuse him and he retires? Or we want to tell him that definitely a few things have not gone right. But there are a few things that have gone right. This country must have the good and the bad. Let's help him to retire properly. There must be benefits, definitely. Even people who retire unhonorably must be honored in a way or the other. We also must discuss what must be done, therefore, in such circumstances. We also must discuss what must we do and forget. There are some things that we forget. Last time, Dr. Mkaku was talking about the IPFC coalition, electoral platform that had the DP and the UPC in 1996. It couldn't have happened if there are things that we did not forget. Every time you open a door, you must be able to close another. So there must be doors that we are ready to close, as there are doors that we are ready to open. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the debate that we want to table today. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste or take more of your time. And now and wish to invite the country to understand and have our agenda. Have our agenda. And for us in the Holy Alliance, we are men of our words. We have put down all our ideas.